happy Queer Lit Readathon. And yes, I am starting this vlog at the mid-June, even though Queer Lit Readathon this month started at the 1st of June. That being said, I've been busy doing other reading that I had to finish up with, so it had to wait, but I'm going to use the rest of June now and do some reading for Queer Lit Readathon. And I am in Gothenburg when I'm starting this reading vlog, and something that I find really wholeheartedly amazing is that you can see rainbow flags all over the city, and this is among the view of my hotel room, and as you can see, I can see right into a rainbow flag, which makes me super happy. I am going to start my Queer Lit Readathon this round with a non-fiction book, which is Black on Both Sides, A Racial History of Trans Identity by C. Riley Snorton. And I think this is going to be a fairly academical text, maybe? I don't know. It seems super interesting, and it was recommended to me by Jalisa. Reading Beyond the Book Covers. I'm going to link to her channel down below. She's my friend Jalisa. So going to read this, and I'm very excited about reading this because it seems super interesting. I thought I would just pop in and talk a little bit about the reading I've done. Before I do that though, I thought I would talk a little bit about what I'm wearing today. Not something I've been doing a lot, but I thought I would do it because I feel so nice today. Before I do that though, I need to put on my sunglasses because the light is really sharp. Right, that feels so much better for me. I actually am working on or getting towards a wardrobe. I think I'll probably talk about that in another video, but work towards a wardrobe where I have clothes that I like. And in today's video, today it's Wednesday. I'm working late. It's the last Wednesday before summer opening hours that I work late. On a Wednesday, I have a couple of Mondays I will work late during summer opening hours because we have open until 7 on Mondays during summer. And I am wearing this top. It's maybe not so easy to see, but I bought it in Gothenburg. I will do a haul in my Gothenburg video. I'm not sure if that video is going up before this one, probably. Anyway, so I'm wearing this really cute top. I'm going to set this down here. So these poofy sleeves, I absolutely love poofy sleeves. It's one of my favorite things. It's also kind of flares out. If you say that, do you say flare out like here? That also makes me really comfortable. So I find it very pretty as well as very comfortable to wear. I am going to move this like so. So if you can see, it's probably not easy to see. I should see if I can rearrange this a bit. This is hard. So this dress that I'm wearing is actually an old favorite of mine. I've had it for years. I bought it at a shop called Indiska in Oslo several years ago, and it's like black with dark green flowers on it, and I absolutely love it. And it goes really well together with this top as well, even though you can like see it like peeking out here. That's actually something that I really like. So yeah, that makes me feel comfortable. So let's talk about what I've read so far for the Queer Relate Readathon, and I started reading this in Gothenburg. It's Black on Both Sides, A Racial History of Trans Identity by C. Rayleigh Snorton. And it was a super interesting book to read, but it's also very heavy. It's a fairly academical text. It has like almost 30 pages of footnotes as well at the back of the book, as well as like acknowledgements and everything. And even though it was like a fairly heavy read, I actually managed to read it during the weekend, and I ended it on the train back. Or not ended it. I finished it at the train ride back from Gothenburg to Fredrikstad, where I live. And that's actually a very good place to sit and read, because you can get to read a lot on a train ride from Sweden to where I live in Norway. And this is a very intersectional text, so this will actually cross off Black history for my readathon of the prompts, because it is a Black history text, and it's also it's not just like about how Black trans people has always been around, but it's also about how Black people were treated and kind of experimented on as well. Quite tough to read at times, quite heavy, emotional to read at times, because it wasn't it wasn't okay, to say the least. And then for my graphic novel prompt, I read The Girl from the Sea by Molly Knox Ostertag, I guess the name is. I am not a native speaker of English, as you can hear, so I don't say sorry for not being able to pronounce all the names correctly, because you can't know all the languages in the world. That's why I also don't come for people when they're not able to pronounce my first Norwegian first name, because I don't expect people to be able to. It's Norwegian, and how many people know Norwegian? Very few, especially if you're not Norwegian. Anyway, this is a very, very cute graphic novel about, I've forgotten her first name, but she meets this girl in the sea. And when I started reading it, I thought it would be like a mermaid tale, but it turns out that this girl from the sea is not a mermaid, but a selkie. But she's from the sea, and it's very sweet. It's sapphic, and it's young adult, so nothing very graphic happens. Oh, yeah. This is with a Libby graphic novels. They kind of jump around. Sorry about that. Anyway, so very sweet story, and I really enjoyed it, and I read it in just a couple of days. I started it on the train back from Gothenburg, and then on Sunday, and then I finished it after work on Monday when I went to a cafe to read. What I am currently reading, though, is To Shape a Dragon's Breath by Nukil Black Goose. And this is going to cross off the indeed not European mythology. It's an indigenous story, and I'm really enjoying it so far. I haven't gotten super far into it yet, but I got this actually as an ARC from NetGalley, so I will actually be doing a review of this at some point in time. Hopefully not too long. So this is what I'm going to continue reading, and so far I'm really enjoying it. It's really poetic in a way. Like, the language is really poetic, which I really enjoy, and the story is it's different. And of course, dragons. Who doesn't like dragons, right? So I'm going to continue reading that, and now I have to get ready and go for work. It's actually 11:15 and really past my bedtime, but look at the beautiful sky. It's so hard to go to bed when it's like bright light and you have this beautiful sky. Honestly. arrived in Oslo yesterday because I'm at Oslo Pride and it's so nice. I have a friend. We used to do library. Oh, we used to. We went to library school together, and she's like a fellow Pan librarian. She also works in a public library like me, and we're both in Oslo for Pride and staying at the same hotel, so we had breakfast together and have agreed to meet up and go to a cafe and read. I just love it when you can go with someone else to a cafe and read. I'm still reading To Hold a Dragon, no, to Shape a Dragon's Breath. I'm about 89% in, I think. So closing to the end, and it's a brilliant book. And yeah, I'm off to the cafe now, I guess. I finished To Shape a Dragon's Breath and I absolutely loved it. I am planning on making a separate review for the book, so I'm not going to talk a whole lot about it at the moment, but I can say that I actually realized there was like quite a lot of Nordic myths, but there's also like indigenous myths and indigenous perspective on things, and it was really good. And I know that they said that it's crossing off non-European mythology, and I think it's because all the indigenous myth stuff is from Native Americans or Native Canadians or like First Nation people or something like that. It's not absolutely clear to me, to be honest with you. I can't see all the indigenous stuff, and I thought it was super interesting. And the book in itself is so great. Absolutely loved it. I need a follow-up. I absolutely need another book, like the next book in the series. I hope it's a series. Is it a series? My next read will be Du får den slutten du vil ha, and it's a anthology by queer authors. It's Norwegian, and I actually read the first book by these Forfatterkollektiv 7, or it's like a group of authors, and it's 7 of them, and it's the same authors that I read another book by, so this is actually going to continue as... No. This is going to be continued as well as anthology. And I think I crossed off some other things for the prompts as well. I'll have to look at that, but I think there was like some other fitting ones as well. It is actually Saturday the 6th of July already, and I thought I would actually round up this video. And I'm sitting outside and it's super bright, and as you can see I put my hat far down because I can't find my sunglasses, which is a little bit of a crisis, to be honest with you. I have a migraine disease, and that's why I need to protect my eyes for the sun. That's the problem with the sun for me. That's why I kind of use a sun hat and sunglasses a lot of the time. And now I can't find my sunglasses. But I'm going to try to end this video, this vlog. So my last book for the Queer Lit Readathon was Du får den slutten du vill ha, which means you get the end that you want. And this is a Norwegian anthology with short stories. There's also a poet in it, poem. And I really enjoyed it. It was really good, and there is one short story with a pan main character. That is the very first time I've ever seen a pan character in a Norwegian book. I've seen pan characters in English language books, but this is the first time I've seen it in a Norwegian book, and that made me very happy being pan myself. So to sum this whole thing up, I read Black on Both Sides, a racial history of trans identity, which was super interesting, and this crosses off Black history. I had to move inside for this because you couldn't see the screen, but I also read The Girl from the Sea, which crosses off graphic as well as The Great Outdoors. Then I read To Shape a Dragon's Breath, which crosses off non-European mythology. There's a lot of European mythology in this because there's a lot of Nordic mythology in it, which is European, but there's also mythology that is based on, I think it's Canadian indigenous people, but I'm not 100% sure, but that's what I've been told, so I do cross off non-European mythology for this. Also, I crosses off my own prompt, which will be fantasy. And then, of course, the last book, Du får den slutten du vill ha, which crosses off quite a few prompts, so I need a little bit of help from my tablet. And it crosses off anthology, rainy day read, and the reason for that is that there's a lot of stuff in it. Perfect for a rainy day. I did read it on a rainy day as well. We've had some rain lately, and I actually managed to read it on a rainy day. And it also crosses off, let's see, mental health. Some of the short stories definitely deals with mental health, anxiety and other things. And it crosses off continued because it's a book by Forfatterkollektiv or the collective of authors 7 or something like that. So it's kind of in a series, sort of a series of short stories, or a couple of the short stories also picks up from a couple of short stories that I've read in the previous collection by this collective. So it crosses off continued. And that's actually it. And that is it for my Queer Readathon. And on to my next book, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.